In the spirit of Rwanda's Vision 2020 and the Economic Development and Poverty Reduction Strategy, EDPRS, which gave way to the current Vision 2050 and the National Strategy for Transformation, NST1, the country has placed the hospitality industry among its top priorities, given that this sector has proved to be a key driver of economic growth. Indeed, tourism is the largest source of foreign exchange earnings in Rwanda and was projected to grow at a rate of 25% every year from 2013 to 2018. To properly position herself in the world's tourism arena, Rwanda had to abide by certain international norms to further promote her hospitality industry. It is in that framework that the tourism law was published in July 2014 to regulate the tourism industry and establish consistent standard services, improve the quality of service, train private sector stakeholders, and improve marketing of Rwanda as a high-end tourist destination. One of the inputs emanating from this law was the ranking of accommodation entities that officially started in Rwanda in 2017, where 51 entities were graded.
In 2018, we also graded the number of entities, about 51 as well. And then in 2019, we did 40 entities. In 2020, we couldn't, because of COVID pandemic, we could not do grading assessment of the accommodation establishments.
Hospitality establishments here concerned include town hotels, resort or vacation hotels, serviced apartments or villas, and lodges, and these are graded 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 stars depending on the quality of services they offer to their clients.
But we also have like what I would say the new kids on the block. We have a collection of luxury properties, the likes of Singita, One and Only, Elewana in Nairobi and Tanzania and beyond. They target certain people with a specific taste.
The grading process starts with accommodation entity assessment, and here the hotel owners and their managers are first trained to create awareness for this assessment exercise and its requirements. Also trained for this work are the assessors.
And these assessors are really mixed, public and private sector representatives, so they form one team. So each hotel, depending on the size of the hotel, it takes about 1 to 3 days to assess a hotel. A big hotel like Marriott will take more time, while a 1-star will take less time to assess.
The grading is done according to the East African Community criteria related to 16 sections that guide the assessment on what to base on for a hotel to be awarded a certain star.
So we have a criteria that governs all the countries within the EAC, and that criteria has been domesticated within our tourism law. Now, using this criteria gives us confidence that at least 6 countries have come together, have agreed on certain standards required for that region. So that convinces actually also the person who is traveling within that region. So you can get to Kenya, then you also pass to Uganda, come to Rwanda. So tour operators are trying to package this thing all together.
The assessment sections range from location, the architectural design and features, the front desk, the rooms, the functional rooms used for meetings, the kitchen, the dining facilities, the bar, safety and hygiene, the swimming pool, the facilities adapted to disabled persons and babies, health and sports facilities, the lounge or lobby, the bathrooms, the human resources, and the laundry services.
We can just go as clients, so we need to have a feel. How is the environment around? How is the privacy? How are the rooms? What are the amenities inside? How is the view? How is the lighting? How is the ventilation? We also look at the kitchen. How is the kitchen arranged? How are the recipes? How is the floor? How is the cleanness? So what are the equipment? The service, what's the attitude for the staff? Look at the service. How long does it take someone to come and serve you or ask you what you need in every section? We look at is this facility good enough to facilitate people who are disabled? If someone is having a baby, is there like a specific chair for babies? Within the human resource, we look at if the hotel or the establishment has a human resource policy. Some hotels, maybe they tend to ignore this section, which also plays a key role in their services. A hotel, depending on the capacity of the hotel, it has to be proportional with the lobby. A hotel maybe has 50 rooms. The lobby has to be proportional. Those are the technical things that we look at, which also add the value or marks for that matter.
After the assessment, the marks are added and an aggregate or average is established, and then the hotel owners are approached to inform them about the results of the assessment regarding the performance of their entity. The highest grading for the accommodation entities is 5 stars, and to be awarded this, certain requirements must absolutely be met.
For a hotel to be graded 5-star, the hotel has to meet 3 main criteria. Number 1, the hotel has to have all essential items. On essential items, they need to be 100%. What we mean by essential items, we mean things like occupational permit, a valid license, tourism operating license, insurance, the fire safety. There are about 20 items. The second criteria for hotel to be graded 5-star, it needs at least to have 50% in all the 16 sections. So each section then to have at least 50%. The third criteria, the hotel needs to have at least 80% in total marks as per the current ESC classification criteria.
Maybe 10 years ago, we only had probably 1 5-star in the names of Kigali Serena Hotel. After that, they came. So we now have about 3-4 actually 5 stars within the city and some others outside. The addition of these properties have attracted a lot of market, and actually some of them, because they already have names outside there, they have their own market niche that they attract.
The final phase of the grading process is a star grading ceremony, usually organized to this effect, where different accommodation establishments are awarded stars. The establishment and compliance with these standards is very important for these accommodation entities, but also for Rwanda as a tourist destination.
When the rating happens, it just encourages more people to come, spend time here. They know what they can expect. They know they can get. I'm excited that this is all happening now. I think we're ready. I just think already Rwanda is getting so much attention because of the great work of RDB marketing and the government. The way that the country's handled COVID and the way you continue to be very careful with testing and quarantine, that has helped all of us in tourism. People feel safe to come here. And I think now that most of the world is getting vaccinated, we're going to see incredible demand for Rwanda. I think it's the time for Rwanda. And not just Rwanda as an add-on to to East Africa Safari, but actually as a destination now. I think it's really time for Rwanda.
The grading part makes it possible for consumers to know where to go that fits their demand, their desire. The other side is that it makes them more confident. On the side of the hotel, this makes the hotels or the service providers to position themselves or put in place whatever is required. And there they will measure themselves of knowing that they've met the required standards. And it's a tool for marketing. On the side of the industry, again, it creates a bit of competitiveness. People will be willing to again acquire the higher standards. It enables the industry or the country to also know at which level the service is in the industry.
Although Rwanda only started star grading in 2017, according to RDB, this country is now second in the East African community to classify accommodation establishments using the ESC criteria.
The number of entities we have done so far are probably much higher or bigger than in other regions, maybe apart from Kenya, but I think other countries are sort of lagging behind, but they are implementing the same criteria. And when you look at the numbers, the number of assessors as well, also you find that Rwanda has got more assessors than other remaining countries in the region, which also gives us an edge to be able to grade more hotels than maybe other countries within the region.
With her ever-improving conference facilities, straightforward immigration procedures, visa at gate policy for all Africans, and a world-class convention center, now, with most accommodation entities graded, Rwanda is steadfastly set to become a truly high-end tourist destination.